boo! Welcome back to the Slay Girl Slay YouTube channel. My name is Ashley, and however you found this channel, I am super glad that you're here. The Slay Girl Slay podcast is back, and season 5 is in full swing. Thank you so much for all of the love for this new season. And if you've never heard of the Slay Girl Slay podcast, just go to your favorite podcast app. And those apps could be Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Spotify, literally any audio platform, or wherever you get your podcast. Type in Slay Girl Slay in the search bar, look for my face, and tune in. On the podcast, I tell my listeners quite often to stop accepting people's invitation to crazy. And what I mean by that is when other people got their situations going on, their own energy, their own drama, and they choose to deflect that energy onto you, when you react to that energy or that vibe, you are essentially accepting their invitation to crazy. You could be having a chill, peaceful day, feeling good, minding your business, and when someone pulls you into their negative feelings and emotions and you react, the peace and the good vibes that you were just feeling are gone. And now you're in the same negative headspace as that other person. And it doesn't have to be blatant, right? It could be something so subtle as a coworker being rude to you in the morning, or a negative comment that someone said to you online, or maybe how a family member talks to you. I could be having a good day, and here comes somebody talking to me like they don't have no sense. And then I'm like, perdóname? But how you respond is everything, boo. And usually when I respond in a negative way towards someone who has pulled me into their drama or their issues or whatever, that usually is a good indicator that I don't have enough boundaries set up with that person. Or if I do have boundaries set up, I am not enforcing those boundaries enough. You get what I'm saying? Yes, let's have a quick chat about boundaries. Something that is so needed, but sometimes so hard to enforce. Up until recently, I had never set true boundaries for myself and kind of just reacted to people the way that they presented themselves to me. So for example, if someone I know texts me like, Ash, how's your little podcast going? Do you have any listeners yet? Or are you still talking to yourself? That is a real text that I have gotten. But having no boundaries set up, my response back could have taken me to a place that I didn't need to be. And the rest of my day would have been altered because I would have felt slightly disrespected, right? Annoyed, and just no longer focusing on whatever it is I was doing before the text came through. Boundaries are the limits that you place on how much others can ask of you, verbally or otherwise. Boundaries separate your feelings, needs, emotions, and responsibilities from other people. They're another way of protecting your personal values from being compromised. Everyone has their stuff that they're dealing with, and sometimes people can cross our boundaries without even realizing it. Sometimes they do cross those boundaries on purpose, but we'll get to that in a minute. But you have to speak up for yourself, boo, and not allow other people to just do whatever they want to do when they feel like doing it, or say whatever they want to say when they feel like talking to you. Now, you can't control what they do or say, but you can control what you do and say back. So, how do I set a healthy boundary, Ash? Well, do some self-reflecting. Think about your relationships with people. Think about your relationship with yourself. Think about the last time you were really upset with someone, or someone made you feel a certain way or act a different way than you normally do. Think about the last time someone made you question yourself or doubt yourself. Think about the last time someone said or did something that made you feel inadequate or anxious or depleted. Think about someone who hurt your feelings on multiple occasions. Start there. It starts with those people, and it starts with you, boo. And when you can pinpoint those moments, ask yourself, what is the boundary that needs to be implemented? Is it as simple as I don't know, telling friends not to call you between 7 and 10 p.m. because that's the time that you use to work on your business? Or is it something a little more complex, as asking a parent not to talk to you in a way that makes you feel bad about yourself? That might be a little hard, but you can do it. Think about what it is that you want to stop, and you set your boundary there. Third, make it all about you. When you put your boundaries into words for other people, it can be a little off-putting because you're essentially telling this other person, don't do this, don't do that, because I said so. But putting it on yourself makes it easier for the other person to digest it. Instead of telling your girlfriend you can't hang with her on Friday nights because all she do is get drunk and it's not fun anymore, you can say, hey, I can't hang Friday nights because I gotta relax after this long week that I had. I also need to start having some me time throughout the week. You see how much better that sounds? Instead of saying, I can't hang out with you this week because you take all of my energy when we go out. And lastly, I'd say be firm. Do not ever be shaky and wavering on the decisions that you make for yourself and your future boo. If you need a boundary set up between you and somebody else, set it up. And it may not feel good at first, let me tell you that. But you're doing this for you. And yes, the other person may have some opposition, but stand behind them, boo. And setting boundaries can be super uncomfortable. Like, I learned that very recently. Because realistically, you are telling someone else that they can't do something that they normally do, which naturally can cause friction. They can get upset or angry with you. They may even get mad to the point where they don't want to speak to you. And you know what? That's fine with me. Because if you are willing enough to respect yourself and address the situation, and they value the relationship like you do, then they'll respect you too. No doubt about it. And it may take them a minute to process it, and they may feel a certain way, but if they love you or have appreciation for you, then they will come around to giving you the respect that you deserve. Again, it may not happen right away, but it'll come. I am learning how to enforce healthy boundaries with people in my life. And sometimes I can hit it at the park, right? And when I see my boundaries being enforced and acknowledged, I feel good. But other times, I don't do so well. I get nervous when it's time to enforce a boundary. I get sad if the other person doesn't really receive what I'm trying to enforce. But you know what? I have to keep going for it. And as I grow and change and develop into this current version of who I am, my boundaries grow and change and develop too. But just as we expect others to respect our boundaries, boo, we must remember to respect theirs. Boundaries help us stay in line with what we want, how we want to be treated, and how we choose to feel. It is saying no to the things that do not or will not serve us, but also it serves as a great reminder that no one can show up for you, define you, instill confidence in you, and empower you but you. Okay. If no one told you this today, I am proud of you, I believe in you, and there is truly nothing you can't do if you don't put your mind to it. Wherever you are in the world, have a beautiful rest of your day. Always remember, it costs nothing to be kind. Show up and show out today, and be the best you that only you can be. We'll chat soon. Bye.